A Killer's Confession, inside the mind of David Berkowitz. Welcome to The Most Evil, where we delve into the minds of history's most notorious serial killers. Discover the dark truths behind one of America's most iconic serial killers, while reflecting on the lingering impacts of his time of evil as we look into the terrifying case of David Berkowitz, also referred to as the Son of Sam. David Berkowitz had a traumatic upbringing that set the stage for the darkness that would eventually devour him, even before he rose to notoriety as the Son of Sam murderer. Richard David Falco was born in Brooklyn, New York, on June 1st, 1953. Nathan and Pearl Berkowitz, a Bronx-based Jewish couple, adopted Berkowitz at birth. The surface of Berkowitz's childhood in the Bronx did not reveal much about it. Beneath the exterior of everyday life, though, was a tormented soul struggling with thoughts of estrangement and rejection. Having been adopted, Berkowitz experienced identity and belonging problems as a child. He also yearned to reunite with his biological family. Berkowitz experienced many hardships and changes in his early years. When he was only 14 years old, his adopted mother, Pearl, passed away from breast cancer, leaving him distraught and alone. Berkowitz's already unstable mental state was made worse by the intense depression he experienced after his mother passed away. Berkowitz's connection with Nathan, his adopted father, quickly worsened after the death of his mother. Berkowitz turned to a life of small-time criminal acts out of a desperate need for stability and direction, seeking solace in the streets of New York City. Berkowitz's internal conflict grew more intense as he approached adulthood, fueling an unrelenting feeling of anger and bitterness. His difficult background and emotions of separation and rejection prepared him for the darkness that would ultimately consume him. David Berkowitz emerged from the furnace of his violent past in simmering psychological anguish as a very troubled person, haunted by demons that would eventually drive him to carry out horrific acts of violence. His terrible experience serves as a sobering reminder of the significance of treating the underlying causes of mental illness and suffering, as well as the disastrous effects of unresolved trauma. Berkowitz terrorized the streets of New York City during the summer of 1976 and into the following year. He shot young couples who were sitting in parked cars at close range while carrying a .44 caliber pistol. 6 people died, and 7 were injured during Berkowitz's terror time, which gripped the country and instilled fear in the hearts of the people. There was something terrifying about the way David Berkowitz operated as the Son of Sam, a terrifying mix of cruelty, chance, and cunning. In contrast to certain serial killers who meticulously plot their murders, Berkowitz frequently acted on impulse and was motivated by his inner demons. Carrying a .44 caliber handgun, Berkowitz stalked the streets of New York City at night, looking for unsuspecting people to kill. Young couples who were parked in remote regions were frequently his targets, giving him the ideal opportunity for starting an attack. The fact that Berkowitz seemed to have chosen his victims at random added to the general air of fear and uncertainty that pervaded the city. Without notice, he would approach his victims' cars and open fire, denying them an opportunity to protect themselves. The only thing that equaled Berkowitz's apparent lack of concern for the pain he caused was how vicious his attacks were. He had no regrets about what he had done, enjoying the chaos and terror he had caused among his victims and the community at large. Because of the unpredictable nature of Berkowitz's actions, it was challenging for law enforcement to foresee what would happen next. Berkowitz left a path of destruction in his trail as he escaped capture for more than a year, despite their best attempts. Berkowitz's capture ultimately resulted from a confluence of sophisticated forensic methods, psychological profiling, and good fortune. Even while his mode of operation was horrifying in its ruthlessness and violence, it ultimately proved to be his undoing, ending his reign of evil and giving the victims and their families some peace of mind. The investigation into Berkowitz's crimes was one of the largest and most intensive in New York City's history. law enforcement agencies worked tirelessly to identify the elusive son of Sam, employing advanced forensic techniques and psychological profiling to track down their elusive quarry. Despite numerous leads and false starts, the hunt for Berkowitz continued, fueled by a determination to bring him to justice. New York felt a sense of relief at David Berkowitz's capture, which signaled the dramatic end to his reign of evil as the son of Sam killer. Berkowitz's luck eventually ran out, despite his ability to avoid capture for more than a year and his mysterious personality. One of the biggest manhunts in New York City history came to an end on August 10, 1977, when Berkowitz was captured by police outside his Yonkers apartment. The turning point in the case came after Berkowitz's car, a yellow Ford Galaxy, was ticketed for parking violations near the scene of one of the shootings. Investigating this lead, the police found a gun in Berkowitz's vehicle that matched the ballistic evidence recovered from the crime scenes. Equipped with this vital piece of information, detectives went in to arrest Berkowitz after obtaining an arrest warrant. A mass of police officers, reporters, and interested people greeted Berkowitz as he emerged from his apartment building. Berkowitz tried to fight being brought into custody and to keep his distinctive attitude of rebellion, but he was soon subdued and placed under arrest. The nation was shocked by the capture of the infamous Son of Sam killer, and the fear and anxiety that had engulfed New York City for more than a year came to an end. With the knowledge that the person responsible for these horrible acts was now in jail, the city was able to finally breathe with relief and celebration upon Berkowitz's arrest. Following his arrest, Berkowitz's trial generated a lot of media attention because of the compelling tale of America's most notorious serial murderer, which attracted the attention of reporters and true crime fans. His apprehension served as a sobering reminder of the value of tenacity and commitment in the fight for justice, and brought a sense of closure to the victims and their families. Psychologists have historically been captivated by Berkowitz's deranged mentality and have worked to piece together the intricate network of circumstances that led him to carry out such horrific deeds. His difficult background and emotions of isolation and rejection served as the foundation for his fall into insanity. The tragic results of unresolved trauma and the perils of untreated mental illness are starkly illustrated by Berkowitz's case. After learning more about David Berkowitz's life and deeds, we are left feeling incredibly horrified and shocked. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content on true crime and psychological analysis. Remember to stay vigilant, and until next time, stay safe.